G'day, g'day. This is a really awesome time. Not because I got older yesterday, because now I'm 33 and it's showing. But I do have some very itineraried convo coming up, and I wanted to let you guys in on sort of that ethos that I've been living with here in the van. I do have a box to open right now. I was just getting some mail from, here's the view from Walden's Mountain back on the East Coast. Linville Gorge, Walden's Mountain. Who knows how cold it is? Could be 14 degrees there. But that's the face coming off of our porch, so we get to look at that when we go out for coffee in the morning. And I do like how you can see the leaves turn, and that's one of my favorites. But that's also where I learned to climb. So that's about a 500-foot face with a lot of multi-pitch trad climbing. Great place. Lost a lot of gear there, got scared there a lot, and had a lot of post-climb summit beers, and then walked back down to my old Subaru. Anyways, about that ethos I just mentioned, this package is from Canyon Coolers. You will often see me wear their t-shirts or unpack or open those coolers and have tons of Sierra Nevadas in them, because they are super rad people, but I always have their product around, and it's not because I am sponsored by them. All truth be told, I hadn't had any real sponsorship since my childhood wakeboard days, when I used to get free wakeboards and miscellaneous other crap, tank tops, sunglasses, flip-flops, a bunch of stuff that got used heavily, and then, you wear it out, throw it away. But I think my friend Leah would remember this story. I remember emailing them when I was getting my van built out, and it was purely functional, but I also liked their ethos because it was all about being river rats and about the experience. In fact, their CEO, Jason, is a good friend of mine now too, had many a good cold beer with him at Overland Expo, and I like it because he's involved with what we do out in the field for the company, but he was just trying to make better coolers for his purposes as a guide, and he spent more time in the river because of it, and I just loved that. So I emailed Leah, and I think I was pretty adamant about saying, I don't need free stuff, but I want your cooler because it doesn't have like a rim around the lid, and it will save space because they make a square cooler, and I'm a large fan of tessellating the gear that I have, which is very minimal, into the trunk of the van, because you do want a very dense amount of junk in your trunk in the van. So they sent me, I just opened this box, and they sent me a few things, a couple of new bottles here and there. I hadn't even seen these roll out yet. I hope this is allowed. I'll show you the lid, and there's a graphic on it. Anyways, who can't use an extra water bottle? We'll do all right. If anything, the likelihood is for people that really get off on mugs like this, probably like some of like my dad, I think he would like a mug like this or a bottle. He is going to love it. Otherwise, if I put this, and here's another great thing, I will save this bubble wrap so I can put it into a drawer. Otherwise, when you go down the road, this is what you hear. It's just part of life. It's what happens in a van. So you just stow things accordingly. But I think it's really important to look back at like how everybody's an ambassador now, and or who knows, for like supplements or outdoor clothing and all this crap. But it's all about having like a mutual relationship. And I remember the only reason that we really connected is because she emailed me back and was like, it's not about the free gear. We like connecting with good people and making real connections. And it was sort of it went from there and moved right into, well, here's this event coming up. Do you want to get your van involved? And let's meet and connect and grill or something. And that was when a new love also started, as I went up there and I met Leah, who is a rad human. And then I met her husband, who is a very close friend now, Sam. And I'm getting teary thinking thinking about it, because it was just such a great connection. And through these people, over an email about a cooler, met some of the best connections of some of my West Coast traveling. And I think that's just so fortunate. And again, admittedly, have I gotten a free cooler and a free coffee mug? Guilty. I got a free thing. Also, some t-shirts, just basic cotton t-shirts, and I don't get it. They're my favorite t-shirts of all time. I'm always wearing them, probably because they're earth tones and it allows me to look sort of like I'm walking around in safari gear. So I like the stuff. But when you have a brand, I think nowadays it's definitely more pertinent, but like, get that ethos involved. Do you identify with the brand? And for God's sakes, I'm not sponsored to live in a van, but I made a connection and it was a really valuable one. And that's sort of the thing that really plays into how the van life has changed my life. You make good connections, and that's a driveway or a water fill or a cold beer and maybe some good smoked meats in the backyard around a fire. And the next thing you know, you're doing some trips with these people, and now you really found your tribe just because it was identifying with the ethos. You weren't just like, oh, cool, they're mountain bikers, I want to be with them. You've got to sort of connect with your why, and is it even theirs? And I've always appreciated just the value that they brought to my life with some warm meals, rich conversation, and going out of their way to let me know that even though I'm not in the state of Arizona, they are super stoked to stay in touch. And that is what has been epic about van life. They've watched my dog for me, and even so, just parking outside their driveway. I've had some of the funnier scenarios occur from van life that maybe I'll share at another time when I'm in a different mind space to share it, if I'm ready to open up about van life emergencies. But which I claim didn't happen until that did happen. So I'll tag them in the write-up in the post, but check out Canyon Coolers. I mean, if you like me and you're remotely friendly with me on the interwebs, or we hang out in person, you probably want Canyon gear. I feel like I've recommended those coolers to everyone I know, because everyone's trying to have an overland rig now, do van life, pack tighter, bring less, have multifunctional gear, which you should check out one of their new models that has a cutting board flip out that's also a separator. Freaking love it. Don't have a lot of space for it, but freaking love it. And you will too. But also, like, that's the whole point of all this, is not sponsorships. It's making the ethos, identify with those people, and all connecting. And yeah, so thank you. Birthday week, and it was just a super rad time. So thank you. And some other random mail I feel like it's worth mentioning. I'll also include in the write-up just some of the people that I am keeping up with. But the Canyon stuff, connect with them, and then let somebody know what they mean to you. I do it every week when I do log on and I'm responding to text. Let somebody know how you feel. Do it too often, and write them a letter or do something in the mail. Use some USPS, buy some stamps. It's too real and too little effort with too much outcome, or maybe abundant outcome. I'm changing messages, but it's just, I don't care. I like writing mail. I'm going to try to get the write-up rolling, but thank you.